Good morning, children. I hope that you are feeling well. Today we are studying social science, the chapter Russian Revolution. That we have want to study about the Russian Revolution. That from social science. First of all, you want to know about what are the circumstances in Russia. You know that in 1914, Russia was ruled by Tsar Nicholas II from the Romanov dynasty. Which dynasty? Romanov dynasty. Russia was ruled by Tsar Nicholas II. Tsar, TSAR. In examination may ask who are known as Tsars. TSAR. Sometimes C is a DAR. That both are same. The autocratic rule of the Tsars. They ruled according to the divine right theory. What is divine right theory? As per the divine right theory, these rulers were appointed by God, and they have no responsibility towards the people because they were appointed by God. They no need to fear about the people because they were appointed by God. They did not have any connection with the people. They believed such a theory that is called the divine right theory. Once again I will tell what is divine right theory. They believed, almost all these autocratic rulers, they believed divine right theory. As per that, they were appointed by God and they have only responsibility towards God only. They did not have any responsibility towards the people. That type of belief these autocratic rulers have. Here Tsar Nicholas II also believed divine right theory, and he did not show any kind of responsibility towards the people. He ruled according to his will and wish. That is called autocratic rule. That is nothing but autocracy or autocratic rule. He followed divine right theory and he ruled according to his will and wish. That is autocratic rule. And people, they were not allowed to question the authority of the ruler. The people were not allowed to question the authority of the ruler. They ruled according to this. This was actually a tyrannical rule. This was actually an autocratic rule. People, they were dissatisfied by the rule of Tsar Nicholas II. They were dissatisfied by the rule of Tsar Nicholas II. He is from Romanov dynasty. And before that, you know that there are a lot of associations were formed, like Russian Socialist Democratic Party that was formed in the year 1898, and Socialist Revolutionary Party that was formed in 1900. What was the aim of this association? The aim of this association was to form a constitution in Russia. All these people, they want a constitution because they were fed up with the rule of this rule of Tsar Nicholas II. They asked that we want to frame a constitution. Then the king will be under the constitution. King will follow according to the constitution, and he will be under the constitution. People said that we want a constitution. For that they formed many associations also. Rather than this, there are a lot of problems that happened in the factories. I told you in my previous class about what are the problems that they faced in the factories or industries, that I told you earlier. Now you listen, concentrate here. Tsar Nicholas II, he was an autocratic ruler. He ruled according to his will and wish. Nobody were not allowed to question the authority of the ruler. He believed in divine right theory. According to the divine right theory, he has only responsibility towards God. He has no responsibility towards the people. Why? Because he was appointed by God. So he has a responsibility towards the God, and he has not appointed by the people. So he has no responsibility. That type of thinking this Tsar Nicholas had. But people, they were fed up with the rule of autocratic rule, and they believed constitution, and they said that we need a constitution. As per the constitution, only the ruler will rule according to the constitution. The power of the king should be limited. They said that the power of the ruler should be limited. Then only the people can live in a better and prosperous way. That was the people think like that. So that listen that. Then here during this time, many parties were formed. Among these, the prominent two parties that emerged, that rise up or emerged in Russia, that was Menshevik Party and Bolshevik Party. There are many parties were formed, but the main party, at last, two parties become stagnant. These are the Menshevik Party and Bolshevik Party are the two parties. Menshevik Party was the leader of Menshevik Party was Kerensky, Alexander Kerensky, and Bolshevik Party leader was Lenin. Lenin was the leader. So Menshevik Party leader Kerensky and Bolshevik leader was Lenin. Lenin was the leader of Bolshevik Party. Once again, listen. There are two parties are there that was formed in Russia. At first, you know that Tsar Nicholas did not allow any party that come up in Russia. That time, later on, two parties were formed: Menshevik Party and Bolshevik Party. Menshevik Party was under the leadership of Alexander Kerensky, and Bolshevik Party was under the leadership of Lenin, Vladimir Lenin, under the leadership of Vladimir Lenin. Menshevik parties, they have their own aims. Bolshevik Party, and they have their own aim. One is majority party, another is minority party. Menshevik and Bolshevik Party that was formed in Russia. So later on, you know that the people already demanded constitution. People demanded constitution. They said that we don't autocratic rule. We need a separate constitution. As per the constitution, only the ruler can rule as per the constitution. They said that. Otherwise, this autocratic rule will be end, and democratic, or we can say that democratic monarchy also they like, but they don't like the autocratic rule of the monarch. So then there are a lot of strike that happened in Russia. You know that many factories that was closed, many strikes that occur in Russia, because you know that in factories the people they had to work long working hours. Their salary very low, and there is no safety measures. Their working condition is very poor and miserable, and moreover their wages very low wages. They are not getting proper wages. So that this is the reason. So that at that time they demanded lot of things. So that for that they started strike. You know that they started strike. Well, how many workers they participated in the strike? The 1,10,000 workers they participated in the strike. How many? 1,10,000 members they started the strike in Russia, and they had their own demand. That was genuine demand. That was genuine demand. First demand that they said that reduce the working hours, because they worked from morning till evening. They had to work, and their salary or their wages is very less. That time they said that reduce the working hours. Reduce the working hours. That was the first demand of the strike. Second demand that was to increase their wages. Their wages is very low. They said that to increase our wages so that they can work in the factories. Otherwise they can't live, because they are working in the factories for their livelihood. But if they are getting these low wages, they cannot survive in the society. They said that to increase their wages. Next demand they said that the working condition of these workers that was very miserable and limited. The working condition, because they did not have proper toilet facilities, they did not have proper infrastructure, they did not have good quarters. That is unhygienic, not an unhygienic situation. So all these circumstances forced them to start the strike. They demanded these kinds of things. So first one, they demanded reduce working hours. Second, increase the wages. Third, improve the working conditions. Improve the working conditions so that they can work freely and they can work comfortably. So that these are the demands they put forward when they started strike. When they started strike, they put forward these demands. So this Tsar Nicholas became very angry, and he decided to suppress this strike and processions and strike. He want to suppress it. He want to suppress this kinds of strike. This was the situation. Then you remember that then there will be a procession that was held in Russia. Then the huge procession that was held under the leadership of Father Gapon. Remember, under the leadership of Father Gapon, they started a strike. That was, we can say, the peaceful strike. That was not a violent strike. That was a peaceful strike. Moreover, that the leader was Father Gapon. So that was a peaceful strike. This peaceful strike that was under the leadership of Father Gapon. Father Gapon, he was the leader of this procession. That procession reached to Winter Palace. Where it reached? Winter Palace. Where Winter Palace was, that was the palace of the king. When it reaches the Winter Palace, all of a sudden the police and the Cossack, who were the Cossack? Orthodox Christians, they were called Cossacks. The police and the Cossack stopped this procession, and 100 people killed. 100 people were killed by the police as well as Cossack. By the police as well as Cossacks, due to their intervention, 100 workers were killed. 100. This is not a easy incident. This is a big incident. Why? Because 100 people, they lost their life. 100 people were killed, and 300 people, they were wounded or injured. 300 people were injured. This incident later came to be, that was happened in Sunday. That incident that was happened in Sunday. 100 people were killed. At the same time, 300 were wounded. This was a major incident that happened in Russia. This came to be known as Bloody Sunday. This came to be known as Bloody Sunday, or we can say that Bloody Revolution. What is this Bloody Sunday and Bloody Revolution? In examination may ask, what do you know about Bloody Sunday? What do you know about Bloody Sunday? That time you write that a peaceful procession that was led by Father Gapon, and when it reaches the Winter Palace, all of a sudden the police and the Cossacks, who were Cossacks were the Orthodox Christians, they stopped this, and all of a sudden there will be in these problems, there will be a great problems that happen within that incident. What happens? 100 people were killed and 300 were wounded. This was a major incident that happened in Russia. This later came to be known as Bloody Sunday. That incident that was happened in Sunday. Which day? Sunday. Under the leadership of whom? Father Gapon. This incident came to be known as Bloody Sunday, or we can say that Bloody Revolution. Several times I asked this question: what do you know about Bloody Sunday? What is Bloody Revolution? Define Bloody Revolution. Such questions may ask. You write this answer. You can write this answer. Now you understand about Bloody Sunday. The procession that was under the leadership of Father Gapon, when it reaches Winter Palace, that was the palace of the king, that was stopped and attacked by Cossack and the police. Cossacks were the Orthodox Christian, and 100 workers, they were killed. 100 workers were killed. At the same time, 300 workers were injured. This incident came to be known as Bloody Sunday or Bloody Revolution. This incident came to be known as Bloody Sunday or Bloody Revolution. This incident came to be known as what is this Bloody Sunday and Bloody Revolution. This strike, then the strike become prominent. So many, all sections of the people, they also joined in the strike. There was a mass strike that held all over this Russia. And the strikes when the strikes that will become prominent in Russia, that time universities were closed. Universities that was closed, and people, they walk out from the offices, their working places. They walk out from their offices, meeting halls. Then wherever they are working, that from that places they walk out. So that walkout also that will be held during this time. And at the same time, they demanded all these strikes. All these peoples, their main demand is to frame a constitution. What was their aim? To frame a constitution or a constituent, to establish a constituent assembly and to frame a constitution. That was their aim. Because the tyrannical rule of Tsar Nicholas II, the autocratic rule of Tsar Nicholas II, they were fed up with that rule. They need a constituent assembly and they need a constitution. They said that the ruler will rule according to the constitution. The constitution should be framed in Russia, and as per the constitution only, the ruler will be ruled, and the power of the ruler will be limited. The power of the ruler will be limited, so that the Russia's that problem can be solved, because people already fed up with the rule of Tsar Nicholas II. Tsar Nicholas II, the people, they were fed up with the rule of Tsar Nicholas II. So you understood this much. Once again, I will explain all these things. You listen very carefully. First of all, in 1940, Tsar Nicholas II, he was the ruler in Russia. He led an autocratic rule. He was from Romanov dynasty, and you know that before that there are many parties they want to form, but all these parties were considered as illegal. That time certain parties that organized in Russia, for example, Russian Socialist Democratic Party that was established in 1888, Socialist Revolutionary Party that was established in 1900, and then later on two main parties are there in Russia, that is Menshevik Party and Bolshevik Party. Menshevik Party is under the leadership of Kerensky, Bolshevik Party under the leadership of Lenin. Then you know that this was the situation. Then during this party was formed, and this situation had become worse, and people they demanded constitution. And in this time there will be a strike that held in Russia, and 1,10,000 workers they started the strike, and they demanded reduce working hours. They demanded reduce the working hours. Those who are working in the factories, they demanded that reduce working hours, increase wages, and their working conditions should be improved, so that they demand. These are all normal demand, genuine demand. Actually, these demands are genuine demand and normal demand. They demanded all these kinds of things, and they started the strike. Though in these circumstances, under the leadership of Father Gapon, he led a procession that will reach in the Winter Palace. When this procession that reached in the Winter Palace, all of a sudden these Cossacks as well as the police that stopped, and they what they did, they attacked the Cossack and the police. They attacked this procession. Actually, this procession was a peaceful procession. This procession that was a peaceful procession led by Father Gapon. This procession that was led by Father Gapon. So in these circumstances, they stopped this procession and they attacked the procession. So in that time, what happened? They will be 100 workers were killed. 100 workers they lost their life. They were killed, and 300 workers were wounded. 300 people they were wounded. This was a major incident that happened in Russia, that came to be known as Bloody Sunday. What is Bloody Sunday? This incident came to be known as Bloody Sunday. Otherwise, that was happened on Sunday, and this is otherwise called Bloody Revolution. This is in another way we can call it as Bloody Revolution. Bloody Sunday and Bloody Revolution, these are same. In examination may ask either Bloody Sunday or Bloody Revolution. You can write this answer. Okay, I hope that you understood it. Then strikes all over Russia. There will be massive strike that occur in all parts of the Russia, and these strike then universities closed due to strike. Universities closed. Universities that was closed. Then walk out people. They walk out from their office and other institutions. They walk out and they demanded a constituent assembly. They demanded they need a constituent assembly and a constitution. They demanded a constituent assembly and a constitution. They demanded a constituent assembly and a constitution. During the First World War, during the time of the First World War, that time Tsar Nicholas II ended the war and he decided to take part in war. Who decided? Tsar Nicholas II. During First World War, he decided to take part in the war, and people also support him. When he decided to take part in the war, that time people also support Tsar Nicholas II. But when he ends the war, that Russia goes to
an economic crisis or a critical stage in their economy. When this Tsar Nicholas II ended in the First World War, there will be a major problem that occur. That is that the economic crisis that happened in Russia. At first, all the peoples they supported, but when this war that goes on, that time this Russia that goes to a critical situation of crisis. Which crisis? Economic crisis that happened in Russia. So that people they withdraw their support. That time people they withdraw their support because people they can't live in this time. They were begging for bread. That was critical situation or economic crisis that occur in Russia. That time people suffered a lot. That time people they were against Tsar Nicholas II. They withdraw the support of Tsar Nicholas II and they blame that Tsar Nicholas II was the reason of entering the war, and they said that the Russia would withdraw from the war. They demanded that Russia would withdraw from the war. So at first that Tsar Nicholas II was supported by people, but later on they withdraw support. Why? Because of the economic crisis. Later they withdraw the support to 3 million. Listen, 3 million refugees that had happened in Russia. During this time, what happened? 3 million refugees. 3 million refugees due to this economic crisis or economic difficulty that happened in Russia. Refugees, how many millions? 3 million. 3 million refugees that were in Russia. 3 million refugees in Russia, and soldiers did wish to fight to Russian soldiers wish to fight to Russia. Okay, you know that the economic crisis that happened in Russia, many factories were shut down. Why this economic crisis happened? Because Russia ended into the First World War. When Russia ended into the First World War, Tsar Nicholas II was in favor of the war. He ended into the war. That time people also supported Tsar Nicholas II. Then afterwards, what happens when this war prolonged, war extended? That time the economic difficulties or economic crisis that happened in Russia, and people were searching for bread. They did not have enough food at all. That time there will be a huge problems that occur in Russia, that is called economic crisis, great economic crisis, great depression that occur in Russia during this time, and many factories were shut down, and riots become common in Russia. Many people they were fighting for bread. That was the worst situation in Russia. And then during the time of winter month, when this cold or winter month, when this winter month, that is the time they suffered a lot. When Russia faced a lot of problem during the time of winter. During the time of winter, there will be severe cold. During this time, there is no adequate food supply also. That time they suffered a lot. They understood that the condition was very worse. People also, they were starving for bread. They were starving for food. So that is the winter month. There will be a severe problems that occurred in Russia. Russia was in great economic crisis or economic difficulty. Russia was going through a great difficult time. That was the time of poverty. When Russia was leading to the poverty, people were starving. They were fighting in the streets for bread. People they were fighting in the streets for bread. That was the worst condition that Russia faced. That then the severe problems that happens. People then they reached Petrograd. Petrograd, actually the capital was Petrograd. They changed, actually earlier the name was St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg, that was the name earlier. That was a German name. These Russian people, they dislike the Germans, they hate Germans, so they want to remove the name St. Petersburg, and later on they put the name Petrograd. That is the new name given to St. Petersburg. Now they call this capital city as Petrograd rather than St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg, that was the German name. They dislike the Germans, they hate the Germans, so that they removed the name also St. Petersburg. Now they put the name Petrograd. Grad, that was the new capital. That was the capital. That was the capital. Then people they reached these people they reached Petrograd. These people they were suffered due to hunger and they were demanding for bread. They reached the main city, that is Petrograd. They reached the capital Petrograd. And they were fighting for bread. Many bread shops, they looted many bread shops. They were fighting for bread. Many bread shops they looted, they exploited. They broken the glasses of that bread shop and they took the bread. And in the street itself, they were fighting for bread because that was the extreme situation that Russia faced. Okay. So, during this time you understood that one more incident here happened. That is the river Neva that was in Russia. There will be river Neva. The right banks of this river, Neva river, right banks of their working quarters that was there. Where these working quarters exist in Russia, river Neva's which side? Right banks, the shore of this river Neva or banks of the river Neva's right side, the working quarters that was established as working quarters. Otherwise we can say that working quarters was in the right banks of river Neva. River Neva's right side working quarters was there. At the same time, that you know that in the left side of the river Neva, you know that there will be Winter Palace. What is the importance of Winter Palace? That was the palace of the king. So important building where existed left side. Important buildings that existed in the left side and working quarters and other things that will be in the right side. So left side, you know that left side Winter Palace and official buildings, main blocks or main official buildings and even Winter Palace also existed in the left side of river Neva. Which river? River Neva. Okay. In this 22nd February, there will be lockdown in the factories. You know, now you are familiar with the lockdown. 22nd February, that time, lockout that in the factories. Almost all factories that shut down due to economic crisis. They cannot open the factories because they were going through an economic crisis. So that they lock out the factories or they shut down many factories. Many factories were shut down. And 50 factories, especially 50 factories workers, they started strike. How many factories workers they started? 50 factories workers, they started strike. They were demanding for wages. They were demanding for good working condition, to limit the working hours, to increase their wages. Then they need good infrastructure for that. They demanded and they started the strike. 15 factories workers, they started the strike. Okay. Next, demonstration was common. Demonstration that was common in Russia. And demonstration strike that was prevalent and common in Russia. And these demonstration that reached Winter Palace. Where Winter Palace is existed? River Neva's left side. Left side of river Neva, the Winter Palace that is existing. So the people with the demonstration, they reached left side of river Neva and they reached the Winter Palace. So they raised the slogan that we need bread. They raised the slogan that we need bread and they demanded bread for this king. The king was in Winter Palace. That time they reached the Winter Palace. That time they demanded bread for their survival. So on 24th and 25th, they returned. Afterwards, they suppressed. Then they returned. 24th and 25th February, they returned. After that, again 26th, again they started demonstration. Then when 26th again they started the demonstration. Again they started demonstration on 26th February. And on 25th February, Duma was suspended by the king Tsar Nicholas II. Tsar Nicholas II suspended Duma. What do you know about Duma? What is Duma? Duma is the Russian parliament that we can call it as Duma. Russian parliament we can call it as Duma. Duma, that is Russian parliament. That Russian parliament was suspended by the king, Russian Tsar Nicholas II. Tsar Nicholas II, he suspended Duma. Duma, that is nothing but Russian parliament came to be known as Duma. Duma was suspended. In the year 25th February, Duma was suspended, and then there will be a curfew that was, you know, that when they reached Winter Palace, that time itself the curfew, or we will say that 144 or curfew was they started curfew and peoples were not allowed to join together. 4 or 5 members, they cannot join together. So that will be announced this time. That time 24th and 25th, so that they returned. They returned from this Winter Palace. The curfew was there was a prevalent curfew that existed. That time they returned. 24th and 25th February they returned. Afterwards again they started demonstration. Again they started 26th demonstration they started, and 27th February police headquarters were ransacked. The police headquarters that was ransacked or exploited by the peoples, because people they cannot live in this situation. There will be a huge economic crisis that happened in Russia, and people they cannot survive. They were demanding for bread. Even women also, they started these kinds of demonstration processions, etc. Even women also comes to the street. They demanded, we want bread. They also raised the slogan, we want bread. So that was the critical situation. Even women also, they also comes to the streets and they raised the slogan, we want bread. So that was even children also participated. Even women also, large amount of women, they also started these kinds of dharnas, processions. They also started. That came to be known as this strike came to be later known as International Women's Day. International Women's Day. That was 22nd February. That day they started this strike by the leadership of women. Many women, so they started. So that day is considered as International Women's Day. I hope that you understood about economic crisis. Once again, I want to revise this economic crisis that happened in Russia. First of all, many factories due to why this economic crisis happened when this Russia ended the First World War. So there will be a great economic crisis or economic depression that happened in Russia. Many factories were shut down. They cannot run the factories, and many factories were shut down. Violent riots that happened in the Russian street, and moreover, that was during the time of winter month, you know very well, that was very cold season. The people, children, they were suffered without food, they suffered a lot. And this time, severe problems that happens in Russia. And in Petrograd, when they reached these people, they reached Petrograd, and near the Petrograd, and they demanded bread. This was the situation. They fight for bread, and you know that the river Nevas right banks, working quarters was there. In the left side, there will be main buildings, main blocks are there, like Winter Palace, official building, and all other kinds of important building that was near the river Neva. That is in the left side of the banks of river Neva. Winter Palace, official buildings, etc. So the people, what they did, they started strike and demonstration, and they reached the Winter Palace. Then all of a sudden curfew was proclaimed, curfew was proclaimed, and peoples they withdraw. 24th and 25th, people they withdraw, and afterwards 25th February what happens? Duma, that was the Russian parliament, that was suspended, and the curfew was established, and 26th again they started demonstration. 27 police headquarters were ransacked. 27 the violent people become very much angry to this extreme situation. They said that Tsar Nicholas II was the reason, so that they ransacked, they attacked and they ransacked or looted the police headquarters. Police headquarters that was ransacked on 27th February. I hope that you understood all about this. On 27th February, police headquarters that was ransacked by the peoples, because peoples they were very much what we can say, they were fed up with these autocratic rule of Tsar Nicholas II. Moreover, they were in this economic crisis. They are not getting proper food items, food materials. So, 27th February, police headquarters that was looted and ransacked by the peoples. And then people they come to the street, or even men, women, children, they come to the streets of Russia and they ask for bread. They raise the slogan that we want bread, we want bread. Even the women also started strike, demonstrations, then these processions are also led by men, women, children, all sections. Even the soldiers also participated in these kinds of things, because police. So even the soldiers also fed up by the activities of Tsar Nicholas II. So that even these people, men, women, children, all come to the streets and they asking for bread. They raise the slogan that we want bread, and they ask better working hours. They asked better working hours. Who asked better working? People. They asked working hours. These workers they were going in a critical stage. I told you earlier. So that they asked for better working hours. They asked for bread. Even they demanded democracy in Russia. They demanded democracy in Russia, because whoever questioned the authority of the ruler, they were denied and they will be punished in that time. So that in this situation they said that even we need democracy also. We want to raise our demand so that the king will accept. Either king will goes to this democratic form of monarchy, or king will abdicate the throne. King will abdicate the throne so that a new government should be formed. That was the aim of the people, because people already fed up with all the circumstances. Moreover, winter season, they are not cold season, they are not getting proper food. Children were starving for bread, so that the women come to the streets. Children they were begging, or they were begging for bread, and they were asking for food items. Food was not available, so the women comes to the street and they also demanded for bread. So this was the situation. Even workers, even soldiers also took part together. They joined together. Even soldiers and workers they joined together and formed Soviet War Council, and they formed the Soviet War Council. They formed the Soviet War Council. They formed Soviet. Where they formed the Soviet War Council or an assembly? Where the Duma met. That is the same building as Duma met. Where the Duma met, that same building they formed the Soviet and Council. That meeting that was held in the building as the same building of Duma. What is Duma? Duma, Russian Parliament. Where the Russian Parliament held, the same building only that council, or we can say council or Soviet, that was formed, and they met there. So who were workers and soldiers, they formed this Soviet and Council, the same building that Duma that had met. Duma was met, that same building they met, or they conducted their meetings. And then they said that the king will abdicate the throne. So the king understood that they formed this council and Soviet. Then the king decided to abdicate the throne the very next day. the very next day, what happened? Tsar Nicholas II, he abdicated the throne. He understood that it was in peril or dangerous situation. In this situation, it is very difficult to stinge on this or hold on this power. It's very difficult. He understood. Otherwise, people become already violent. Massive violent strike is also there. Even all members, even soldiers also participated in the meeting. So that he understood that the situation was not favorable to him. So he abdicated. Very next day, he abdicated the throne. Who abdicated? Tsar Nicholas II. He abdicated the very next day. Tsar Nicholas II. The very next day, Tsar Nicholas II abdicated the throne, and provisional government was formed. You know that when Kerensky came to power, when Kerensky formed a provisional government in Russia, at that time what happened? Who left? Lenin left, because Lenin, he was the leader of Bolshevik party. Menshevik party was Alexander Kerensky. Alexander Kerensky came to power and formed the provincial government. Lenin left or exiled from that country, Russia. That time Kerensky got to power. That came to be known as February Revolution. That we will discuss in my next class about the February Revolution. That was came to be the power established by Kerensky. That is February Revolution. So afterwards, what happened? This exiled Lenin, he returned to Russia. Who returned to Russia? Vladimir Lenin. He returned to Russia. On April 1917, he returned to Russia. In 1917, he understood the situation was favorable to whom? To Vladimir Lenin. He understood the situation was favorable to Vladimir Lenin in April 1917, and in that time he put forward April thesis. What is the importance of April thesis? We are going to discuss. He put forward 3 demands that came to be known as April thesis. In examination may ask about describe about the April thesis of Lenin. Lenin said, describe or define Lenin's April thesis. Lenin's April thesis. That time you can write that. Lenin put forward this April thesis. 3 theses. Lenin put forward what? He put forward this April thesis. As for the April thesis, 3 demands are there. How many demands are there? 3 demands are there. As per the April thesis put forward by Vladimir Lenin, 3 demands are there. That was genuine demands. First one is war has to end. You know that when Tsar Nicholas II he ended war, that time what happened? Economic crisis happened. People, they did not get even adequate food also. That was the extreme situation. They faced, even men, women, they comes to the street and struggling for bread. So you know that. So he asked first demand raised by Vladimir Lenin, that was war has to end. Again, Russia will not join any war. War has to end. The second was land to peasants, because the peasants, they are tillers, or plowing, that people, plowers or tillers, they are very working hard. So they are getting, these landless peasants, they are getting only less income, or they are not getting proper money at all. They are not getting proper wages at all. They are not getting adequate wages at all. So that he said that the land to peasants here means those who are tilling the land, they will get that land. Land to the tillers. Otherwise we can say land to the tillers, land to the peasants, or land to the tillers. Those who are plowing the land, they had to hold that land, because that was the thesis of Lenin, because he said that peasants, they were working very hard, and they should be the owners of that land, because they are working there. So that he said that land to peasants, or land to the tillers, or land to peasants. That was the second demand. Third demand was that he said that nationalize the banks in Russia, because Russia, you know that there will be lot of problems that happens. That people borrow money from so many money lenders. They were exploited, and banks are not coordinated. Some banks they are collecting more money as interest. Some banks for loan they are collecting more as interest. So that this was the extreme situation. This was an extreme situation. So he said, according to Lenin, he said that banks should be nationalized. Once the banks should be nationalized, what we can do when banks should be nationalized? When banks should be nationalized, these kinds of exploitation will not happen in the banks. One bank is following one policy, another bank is following another policy. One bank is collecting 10% as interest, another bank is collecting 15% as interest, another bank may be collecting 20% as interest. That will not happen in Russia. He said that banks should be nationalized, so that all banks should have the same policies and same kinds of laws and policies, so that people will not get any suffering at all. If 10% is there, all the banks 10% should be the interest. For banks, whatever the facilities will be given to the one bank, the same should be given to the another bank. One bank have one facility, another bank another facility. That will not happen. He said that the bank should be nationalized. What was the demand of this? Lenin put forward the April thesis. As per the April thesis, he demanded three things. First one is that war has to end. War has to end. Second, land to peasants. Land should be given to the peasants. Third one, land to the peasants or tillage. Next, banks that should be nationalized. So I hope that you understood all these things. I am going to wind up once again. I am going to wind up the topic about the Russian Revolution. Now we learned about the Russian Revolution. What was the reason for Russian Revolution? First reason was the autocratic rule of Tsar Nicholas II. He ended the war. That time people supported. At first, no doubt at all, people supported. Later on, what happens? When war prolonged, that time Russia goes to an economic crisis. People they were starving for food. That was the extreme situation. Even men, women, children, they also started processions, dharna, strikes. During that time, Father Gapon led a procession. Then later on, when it reaches the Winter Palace, all of a sudden police and Cossack they fight against these peoples, and 100 people, workers were killed and 300 wounded. This incident was happened in Sunday. That is why this incident came to be known as Bloody Sunday or Bloody Revolution. That came to be known as Bloody Revolution or Bloody Sunday. Later on, you know that there are a lot of problems. The river Neva, where the right side and left side. Right side, you know that the headquarters of the workers that was situated. The right left banks, there will be important buildings like Winter Palace and other official buildings that will be existing. So people they were decided to start a struggle. When they reached the river Neva's left side, Winter Palace, all of a sudden that curfew was proclaimed, and people later on people returned. Afterwards again 26th February they returned. They started processions, dharnas, hartals, and walkout that happens. And people they have more than 15 factory workers they started strikes, and so later on due to economic crisis many factories were closed down, so shut down, lockdown that happens. So the Russia was going to the deep economic crisis. People they were starving for bread. Even women from their home come to the streets and they started struggle. This came to be known as International Women's Day. Later on what happens? This become massive struggles, and Lenin, when he was exiled, later on he returned back to. He understood that this was the situation. It was a favorable condition, so he returned back. Kerensky left power, and then Lenin decided to take power. He put forward the theory that is called April thesis. As per the April thesis, he demanded three things. First, he demanded that war has to end. Second, land to the peasant. Third, banks should be nationalized. So these are all the demand of this Lenin, and people also supported Lenin because they want a leader that Lenin he want to took power in Russia, so that people also like the policies of Lenin also. Moreover, it is favorable. It is much favorable for the people. It is much favorable for the people. So once again, I want to revise 27 February police headquarters that was ransacked. People they come to the streets and they ask for better working hours, and even democracy also, because people they did not have power to raise their votes that time. They even democracy also, that democracy in Russia also they demanded. Then workers and soldiers they formed Soviet or council that where it held the same building that was Duma met. Then the very next day, Tsar Nicholas understood that this was not a favorable conditions. So he abdicated the throne. Who abdicated the throne? Tsar Nicholas II, the ruler of Russia. He abdicated the throne, and the provisional government that was established in Russia. And Lenin he comes to he was in exile. He returned to Russia. He understood that the situation was favorable to him. And the April thesis, as per the April thesis, he put forward April thesis. As per the April thesis, three demands are there. First one, war has to end. Second one, land to peasants. Third one, land to peasants. And third one, banks should be nationalized. So these are all the demands of this. These are all demands of Lenin. I hope that you understood it very well. So go through the textbook. Try to study well. If you have any problems regarding that, I will solve all of your problems. I hope that you understood everything. So I hope that you understood all these things in a better and proper manner. I hope that you understood the situation.